Hello everyone, Erin here from Erin Twibbles Around Aimlessly. If you are new to my channel, thank you for joining today. And if you have been a subscriber, thanks for sticking around. I know I've been a bit MIA the past few months and just kind of slowly getting back into the swing of things. Moving back and kind of jumping into setting up our budget for the first 2 weeks of July. We've made some changes in a lot of our areas of personal finance in our home, and I'll kind of be covering some of those different things in the next few upcoming videos, but doing a bit of a reset, as I said, getting back into the swing of things. I've been budgeting. We have still been budgeting, just relatively loosely for the past 3 months. Now that we're really settling into winter, we are time to start kind of hunkering down a bit. So what we are going to be budgeting off of for July for this first paycheck periods over the first 2 weeks is going to be $4,350. So I do always start off with fixed bills. We have our mortgage times 2. That is 2 payments of $400 each. 2 payments of $20 each going to my pool membership, and then $60 each week going to my reformer Pilates classes. So that's a new element that has come into our budget. $60. So I have set up for our rates to be direct debited every 2 weeks. So then that when our quarterly bill comes up, it's basically already been paid. So instead of putting this money into an envelope, it's just going straight to the Morton Bay region. Same with our water. So $60 every 2 weeks is going towards our water bill. $280 is going to our private health insurance, and then $250. And then my car, my JT, I have a separate insurance policy for that, and that one is $90. That will be coming out for that. We always set aside $100 for electricity. We still have not gone over that $100 point, which is good considering how electricity prices have been here in Australia lately. I think all of us are feeling the pain there, and also at the pump. And then some additional subscription. So because we do not have cable, but we do have Stan, we have a shared family Spotify account. So my son pays for Netflix and gives me his access. I pay for Spotify and give him access on that. And then I use ShareSite, and that I use for basically tracking my investing. So total for our fixed bills is going to be $1,860. That's going to leave $2,490 left over. So we'll start dividing that up into our what people will call cash envelopes. Our grocery amount, we're sticking with $400 right now. May or may not have to increase this depending on how things go. Household is getting $50, and then for my spending, that is going to be $50. We are holding steady for now at $300 a fortnight for fuel and transport. So this is for our tolls, $150 that we have. It comes out to about $75 per week. Our doggos are getting $110 just because we've managed to work out some really good deals with their food supplier. Nothing for bulk groceries, not giving ourselves anything for miscellaneous, and nothing for eating out. We're really trying to stick to keeping our meals made at home. Health and personal care, so this is just if I have to fill a prescription or something like that. And then Gaz, as usual, gets his $100. So in our variable spending, we are our everyday spending, if you want to call it that, we're going to have $1,210 budgeted, and that leaves us $1,280 left over from there. Now, the first thing that I like to do, because we do not have any debt other than our mortgage, So the next area that I actually like to jump to is to our investing. And so $600, it's an automatic direct debit. They take it out when I get to a certain amount in that account. They automatically invest for me. $30 to micro investing because I like learning about different companies. And I'm still putting in $20 to crypto because I'm okay with losing $20 per week, or not per week, per fortnight. If I was doing something like $2,000 per fortnight going into crypto, I would invite you to, just slap me. But I do like to do the investing first. That is us paying ourselves first. We do have our emergency fund, and we do have other cash accounts. So that's something that you won't see on our sinking funds anymore, is things like the emergency fund. We've been putting larger amounts away to where now we can start focusing on some of the smaller things. About $630 left over to play with here. Our registrations, we always put aside $180 every 2 weeks. And registration plus CTP, that is part of your registration cost, is not inexpensive here in Queensland. And then we also set aside money for our car servicings. Every year we do, when able to, we do go to Coffs Harbour down in New South Wales for the long Easter weekend for a Jeeping event. This year, not gonna lie, we probably spent over $2,000 on that, and fuel alone was probably around $1,100. But so we expect that prices will be down by next year. So we're going to start off just doing $100, but this is where, if we have extra money there, this is where that money is going to go to. $50 going into our son's birthday fund, our son for his birthday and for Christmas and for Easter. So for holiday gifts, we always give him $500 for him to invest. And then $5 each for Gary and myself, $5 for gifts, and $5 for our anniversary. $25 for just other subscriptions that I have. $25 going into medical. With the level of private insurance we have, we pretty much have zero out of pocket. There are some things outside of like hospital treatments and such that I would like to get done. They're pretty much cosmetic and elective. And so just starting to put some money away for that. $25 going into a cushion because I like to keep a cushion in our account. $10 going into luxury, or as my husband calls it, Aaron's really expensive stuff. Christmas is going to get $20. I have added a new category called wedding. No, my son is not getting married, but this is for the wedding of Wilma and Fred Jr. So when Marlene comes out here to Australia, Fred Jr. will be visiting her. I've put it down as a wedding fund, but it's really just going to be money that I spend while she's here, at least when she's here in Queensland, when she's here in Brisbane, so we can go out and do things. I figured, I'm like, I should probably start saving up for that. But I thought it'd be fun to call it a wedding fund because, well, Fred and Wilma. And then $40 going to the Stupidity Fund. The Stupidity Fund is basically for when my dogs do something silly that's outside of like their kind of medical that we have. Because I'm out of room, I've had to move down to another section. I've got $15 left to spend, so $10 is going to go towards Mother's and Father's Day, and then just $5 going towards house maintenance. We've gotten most of the work around the house done that we need to get done in terms of having it prepared for winter. And then as we start coming out of winter, we'll start looking at what we need to do in terms of spring. So that's going to give us a total of $630. So we've got about 42% going to our bills, 28% going to our variable spending, and then 15% going to investing. So not quite where I would like to be with our investing amount. I'd really like to get that up to 20%. But considering that this is our investing outside of our superannuation, we're sitting kind of, I think, pretty well, other than everything being a bloodbath right now, but that's all right. It will come back. So that is where we are going to be sitting at for the next 2 weeks. And since I do have sinking funds set up, that means that I am also going to have some money to stuff into my cash envelopes, which I've pretty much done a complete reset on those as well. And that we just took all of the money out of all of the different envelopes, put them towards beefing up our emergency fund and beefing up a few other things as well for that. So that will probably be the next video coming up. It'll be a bit more chatty in that one. I know I was chatty in this one as well, but you know, it's been 3 months. Yeah, so that is where we are sitting at. You can see that, you know, down at the bottom comes to a zero-based budget. Just means that every single dollar has been given a home, and then I will track that throughout the next 2 weeks. I don't tend to share my tracking just because it's kind of boring. And if you were to see our fuel, what we spend in fuel, I cry. So it would probably make people cry as well. The same with our grocery prices here going forward. But it is what it is, and you just kind of deal with it and you move on. So that is where we are for now, at least for the next 2 months, going to be what our budget is going to look like. And then when spring gets here, we'll see if we do another reset for the new season. Otherwise, I hope wherever you are staying safe, you are doing well. If you are here in Australia, that you are staying warm. If you are in the US, that you are staying cool, since we are in opposite seasons. As always, do remember to choose kindness, show gratitude, always keep a positive mindset, and I will speak to you in the next video. Bye.